And like I was just saying, Cakes for Causes, of course, is joining us today. And we know that they do great things for other nonprofits. They provide at no cost decorative cookies, baked goods, cakes for their events, allowing the organizations themselves to better use their funds towards their own mission.
Well, the word of how awesome this is must be spreading because they have now expanded their reach. Certified baker with Cakes for Causes, Rebecca Glandon is here, along with Jessica Bryson with Children's Rehabilitative Services in Phoenix. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
I'm really excited because not only are these cookies super adorable, but they're very tasty. So I'm excited to learn how to decorate them ourselves. But first, Jessica, I want to talk to you about CRS and your ongoing program and your work with Cakes for Causes.
Well, we are a state-funded specialty care clinic for children with disabilities. And so how we've been using Cakes for Causes is they come on, we try and have them come on holidays or times where kids would maybe be celebrating in school or in their community, but they're not. They're at the doctor's office. So we try and normalize the environment for them and make it a fun place to be during those times when they can't be in those places.
And like I was saying, Cakes for Causes does this to kind of supplement so that you guys aren't spending the money for things for the kids, so that you guys can keep that money internally and keep the program running.
We would not be able to do it without them. We don't have the funding for that at all. So this is amazing that they come and do it for us.
I think, well, Cakes for Causes is absolutely one of my favorite organizations. And I think what's cool is a lot of times they do the themed holiday stuff. So what are some of the themes that you've had in the past?
We've done St. Patrick's Day, we've done Halloween, we've done spring, just about anything. We try and really put it around those holidays so that we can have a good celebration. We try and do fun crafts at the same time, just make a big celebration out of it.
And, you know, I was asking even before we started the show about the organizations in Phoenix, because of course we know that you guys come on all the time and talk about organizations in Tucson that you help, but there's places in Phoenix. It just means your love and what you do is just expanding.
Right. We have a lot of programs, and like you said, they're expanding all the time. We're gaining new volunteers, more opportunities. The word is spreading. We're so glad to be able to teach classes as well as do special functions for CRS or Hope Women's Center or Hospice of the Valley. There's so many different ways we can help, and it's exciting that we're able to do this now.
It is exciting, and just so special to have you involved with all these different wonderful organizations. And now, Rebecca, today we are making some delicious sugar cookies.
Yes.
So how do we start?
Well, I've already done the sugar cookies for you, so you can
Perfect.
use any basic sugar cookie recipe and that'll work just fine. So we're going to concentrate on the royal icing and how to decorate, because I think that's where most people get stuck. So these are actually very similar to some cookies we just provided to CRS not too long ago. So that's why we're doing this theme. It's sort of our spring theme. The first thing we're going to do is make the royal icing, and that contains 1 pound of powdered sugar, and this is pre-measured out. So half of a 2-pound bag, basically. And then you'll need meringue powder, and this is something that you would get at the cake decorating store. It's in, or Walmart or wherever, it's with the, like the cake pans and things, not by your mixes. So you'll find this in the decorating area.
Is that what's going to make my icing not runny?
This is what makes it dry hard like candy.
Perfect.
Okay. So that's what meringue powder is used for. And she's got 3 tablespoons of meringue powder right there. And then we've also got our flavorings. You can use any flavorings you want. We used a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of imitation butter flavored extract, and a half a teaspoon of imitation almond extract. And it's very important to use the imitation for these two, because otherwise they'll contain oil.
Okay.
And if you have any kind of oil or fat or anything in here, it's just going to go completely liquid and it won't set up. So this has to stay totally grease-free.
Okay.
So you can use real vanilla and then imitation of the other things.
And then we just mix it up?
And then we're going to put in, let's see, about 6 tablespoons of water.
Okay.
So if you just want to kind of eyeball that from the water bottle. And then you're going to let this go on speed for about 7 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
And it's going to do its thing. So I've already got some made if you want to open up your nice little containers here.
Okay.
And you'll see that it's got quite a few bubbles in it. As it sits, the air bubbles come to the top. So we're just going to stir it real gently and try to get some of the air bubbles out of there. And
Good consistency.
yeah, it should be what we would call like a 10-second icing. And what that means is that when you take some and drop it back into the top, it takes about 10 seconds for it to melt back into itself.
Oh.
so that you don't really see any more lines. And that's what's going to give you a really smooth finish on your cookies.
Now,
Okay?
how did we get the pink? What gave it the pink?
The pink comes from the gel colors.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people are familiar with the drop colors that you use from the grocery store. Gel colors are really nice because they're already the same consistency as the icing you're using, so it's not
Perfect.
going to water it down. Your icing's going to start out stiff, and then you're going to add a little bit of water at a time until it gets to that 10-second consistency.
Well, it looks
Okay.
pretty perfect, I have to
Yes.
say.
So now that we've got that mixed up,
We're ready to ice.
just about. One of the ways that people usually do sugar cookies is they'll take a piping bag full of icing and then they'll go around the edges and then they'll fill it all in. But I like to do it an easier, quicker way. So I'm
Okay.
going to show you a much more user-friendly way to do this.
Ooh.
We're going to take our sugar cookies, everyone grab your sugar cookie in your gloved hand, and we're just going to dip it face down right into the frosting and pull it up. And I like to just wipe a little bit of it off so that it's not so heavy, and if you need to, you can kind of re-spread it a little. And it looks all lumpy, but as it sits, because it's a 10-second icing, it's going to sort of melt back into itself where it's nice and smooth. And
And I'm always, you can't have enough icing. More is better. I'm
Right,
okay with that.
so that's good. I'm a more is better too
Yeah.
when it comes to the icing, no doubt. So then we're going to let this sit, and it's going to eventually harden.
And it looks like this.
And you have one that's already hardened.
Yes.
Okay. And then once we've got it nice and solid, we can add decorations on top. If you were to put some more icing on top of it now, it would sink in. You'd still see it, but it would be nice and flat.
Okay.
That's a good design sometimes when you want that look. But we want the center of our flower to stand up above the rest of the flower. So let's go ahead and clip off your bags. And the reason that I didn't do that before is because if you let royal icing sit in the air too long, it'll harden.
Okay.
So we need to keep it covered and keep it fresh.
So am I decorating this one or this one?
We're going to do the hard one.
The
I'm going to
harder
let
one.
you guys do it. So what you would do, and I'll do it on my wet one, is you're just going to let a nice big glob in the middle.
I made mine kind of
that.
swirly.
That's good too. Any
Rebecca, I
design
made a
that
heart.
you want. Oh, a heart.
Because I love.
Do you want to be a volunteer?
I
Because
love-
we could really use your creativity.
Well, wait till you try something that I've actually made.
Yeah, exactly.
So good. But I
then-
love when Cakes for Causes is on our show.
And then we have
And then
the
you have
sprinkles.
some
We can add sprinkles to the heart.
And if you put some sprinkles right on top of the middle, it looks, and this is just the colored sugar.
I just dipped my hand into my icing. Don't mind me.
Should have given you two
That's right,
gloves.
that
Oh, well,
happened.
these are beautiful ladies.
This is so great. And I know that we have so much going on. I love that you guys come on, show us recipes that people can use right away. And then I'm also going to tell everybody where they can check you out here in town and come and see you guys and thank you and also get some more ideas. So thank you both so much for coming today.
Great, thank you.
Like I was saying, Cakes for Causes will be featured at the Pima County Home and Garden Show. That's starting on June 26th at the Tucson Convention Center. So make sure to visit their booth. To find out what other events Cakes for Causes has coming up, call 303-7893, or you can check out their website, cakesforcauses.org.